So if we go ahead and throw these guys into here, now we should be able to go ahead and then set the craft, and there we go, it all goes out, and the process works. Hello everybody, and welcome back to some more FTB NeoTech. Today, it is finally time. We are going to be starting autocrafting. Now, if you can see right behind me, you'll notice that I have connected my applied energetic system up to a storage wall with a bunch of stuff in it. This has nothing to do with this. This was actually a original plan that I was trying to do to try and use AE2 to be able to get the autocrafting. But then I realized there's absolutely no way for me to do that without getting the crafting stuff that I would need for it. But unfortunately, that is blocked behind the next part of our modern industrialization adventure. So we need to wait to autocraft the modern industrialization before we get that. Fortunately, I think I found a way. And that is going to be with our good old friend, Integrated Dynamics. So, Integrated Dynamics, for those of you that don't know, it's a very fun mod. Its whole thing is pipes. And power. And stuff. Pipes, power, and stuff. PPS. And with the power of PPS, there is, in fact, a way to autocraft with it. We're just going to need to get a lot of stuff. So, in between episodes, I have made a bunch of mineral, which I have since actually put back into the storage system. I forgot I did that. But it should all be in here just fine. So we should have everything we are going to need. Before we can actually do this, for us to make this crafting table actually work, we're going to need something very special called the Logic Programmer. For us to do that, we're going to need a few things that I don't already have in there. An electronic circuit, which I have made before starting all of this. We're going to need ourselves a diamond, as well as some mineral logs. Fortunately, all of this is EMCable, so it's not a problem. And then we need to take said diamond and then drop it in front of our laser, and oh, I love the laser. I shoot to the laser again, just because I love the laser so much. I put on the laser lens to get the different colored laser. Where the frick did my laser go? There it is! Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we got all of the lasers. Okay, so now I should actually have everything I'm going to need for this. So if we go ahead and take it over into here where the rest of the ingredients are, we should be able to make, wait, what? Oh, wait, no, that's mineral glass. So we should just need to go ahead and throw our mineral resin inside of our electric mixer with some glass. And there we go. Now we got ourselves our mineral glass. It actually looks really sick, but it looks way too much like a mineral block. So it's easily confusable. But there we go. Now we got ourselves our Logic Programmer. So if we go ahead and slap this baby down, now we have all sorts of configurable crap in here. It gets really confusing, and it is going to be a huge process of events, but it is going to be what is going to help us throughout this. And it'll be much easier if I just go ahead and convert it into its portable version, where it now has all of this, but I can carry it. That way I won't have to keep going back and forth. So now that we have ourselves a way to be able to program our logic in proper ways to be able to get the autocrafting to work, we first need to make a place for the autocrafting to actually go and be commanded, which means we actually need to make ourselves an integrated dynamics storage system, which is actually not that difficult. Now, unfortunately, I'm now noticing we're gonna need more mineral glass. I'll grab some of that in a second, but we're going to need a few things. We're gonna need glowstone dust and this thing here called a display panel, which is just going to take mineral berries. Seriously? Huh. I did not think I would ever need to use mineral berries for anything. Okay, so I should have everything I'm going to need now. So let's go ahead and then make... I knew it. I knew it. I knew I was going to need another one. Okay, wait, which one is it? Okay, it's this baby. Okay, I brought some extra pistons and sticky pistons just in case I was going to end up needing to make more of these. I was very much right. So, now that we should have those guys, we should be able to make ourselves the display panel, which allows us to make ourselves the storage terminal. There we go. So now that we got ourselves the storage terminal, we, if I understand this correctly, should just need to grab ourselves an item interface. Okay, so now, if I go ahead and connect this item interface right here, and then connect a pipe there, and our storage terminal there, I can see everything. Okay, so it is with the item. That's good. Okay, so it just needed time to connect properly, but wow, that is big. Okay, wait, can I shrink that at all? I think that'll work. Yeah, no, that should work. I mean, I'm not even gonna keep it here. Like, what am I talking about? Because now that we have this baby, we need to set up a new storage spot for all of this to go. Fortunately, that's probably gonna be over here. I don't really need my easy piglin anymore, so I should be able to just go ahead and take that guy down. Now, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and put storage controller right there, then the item interface and cable, and then we'll actually go ahead and bring it up by one, and then put our logic cable, not the logic cable, the storage interface right here. So now we just need to go ahead and hook up some chests to this thing. So could I connect this kind of chest to it, or does it need to be like barrels? Because if it needs to be barrels, then... Okay, yeah, that can connect to it. But I feel like barrels would be the better option. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get myself a bunch of these sophisticated storage barrels, and then I'm going to get myself them to the diamond upgrade.
5 minutes later.
Alrighty. I got all of these full of our barrels. I put the chest back here just because I found it more aesthetically pleasing to have all these as barrels. But, like, I have the chest, so I might as well use it. So, it is all connected. Everything connects properly. I made sure to test it. And I also put in all of these. 2 of these stack upgrades at tier 4, which should hopefully allow these things to be able to stack multiple things. I did find out that I can't actually put in more than 2 in this, which is very interesting, so, but it should hopefully work out just fine. So now that this baby is ready, we just need to go ahead and start working on an auto-crafting setup. That isn't inherently difficult. It's just going to require something right here called the crafting interface. Which what the crafting interface does is I'm actually going to need to go ahead and grab myself a few. I've never put crafting tables in here? What? How could I have ever put a crafting table in there? It's like, what? Seriously? Okay. Alright then. I guess I never put a crafting table in there. So now we can go ahead and then combine this, and then we get ourselves our crafting interface. Very nice. And you will notice once I go ahead and place this down, it looks like a little crafting table. What it's gonna do is we hook this up to either a normal crafting table or some sort of process. And it's going to allow us to be able to actually utilize that process within these things. So I would need to go ahead and connect this to my normal network. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a bit wonky right here because I'm not too focused on how it looks right now. Just making sure that it's going to connect properly. But there we go. Once connected, we can now actually go ahead and access this thing. And right in here is where we would put very special things. And this is going to be where this all gets really complicated. So what we would want to do to be able to make sure that we can get the things we want in here with this to start our auto-crafting is we would need to take our variable cards into this portable logic programmer and sort of just set them up properly. So if we go into recipe, this is where we can kind of set up our little programs. We've also got a bunch of other things with recipes, but I don't know what those are. As far as I know, this should be the one that we need. So then if we just go ahead and then slide these things over. So we'd want to put in this and our diamond right in here. We'd want the inscriber engineering press and our diamond. And then out would come the engineering circuit. Then we go ahead and put our variable card right into here. And now it is configured to this recipe. So we can go ahead and plop that into there. And now, if we head on back over to here, maybe scroll over to the bottom. Yeah, right there. We got a little craft for it. Now, if I go in, will it tell me what I have missing? Okay, yes. So I'm missing the engineering press and the diamond. So if we go ahead and throw these guys into here, now we should be able to go ahead and then set the craft, and there we go, it all goes out, and the process works. There we go. Now, the unfortunate thing with the packer, though, is it doesn't keep that stuff in there. Like, it doesn't use it, and, like, there's no way for me to, you know, make more of it, so, like, using it would be problematic. So, if I go ahead and then put this item exporter right here, and then plop down our variable card, we should be able to... Oh, wait, no. I wanted an importer, not an exporter. Okay, it was the item importer that we want. So now if I go ahead and plop that into there, that should take it out, completing the recipe. And this one actually has dedicated craft slots. So if I do have an item, it's not just going to, like, interrupt it. Okay, that was one grievance I actually had with AE2's autocrafting, is that if I had items for that thing, I couldn't craft more of it. Like, I couldn't request it because it would take up the same slot. I like that. I actually like that a lot. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hook those things up to all these guys and then set up the patterns for the things in here that I would need. There is unfortunately a limited amount that I can use this for, so I need to make sure that it's only the ones that I'm going to absolutely need. Unless there is a kind of a way for me to increase this? I don't think there is, though. So that would definitely take some experimentation for me to figure that one out. So I'm gonna need to redo this whole area for that.
3 hours later.
Alrighty. It's taken me a few hours. I have finished it. Well, mostly. There are still some recipes that I would like to get into it, but for the most part, I think I've done enough. So 3, 2, 1. Look at it! Oh my goodness, I have gone insane with the integrated dynamics. So I shifted all of them to be powered by the logic cables as well, just to make all of this easier. So that way it would all connect to one network and I wouldn't have to, like, work around the cables and stuff like that. And also this way, I don't have to worry about, like, going into the higher tiers of cables from the modern industrialization mod. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get recipes in all of these, and as was previously established, there is only a limited number of these things, and for one of them in particular, I had to slap on another one, and it almost filled up. And of course, that would be the Maciator. So, that is definitely going to be something I'm going to have to deal with. Most likely what's going to end up happening, in all honesty, if I want to, like, overly automate all of this, is I'm just going to end up, like, making a huge area with a bunch more of these. That is unless I'm able to get into AE2 first, because I do want to switch this out for AE2 autocrafting as soon as I possibly can, but that is definitely going to be a bit of an issue. But I am happy with one thing, which is that I can now automate the electronic circuit. I put everything through the process, so now, once we go ahead and click craft on this, it'll start to go into everything. Now, you might notice, though, it's not putting everything at the same time, and actually it looks like it's going for the analog circuit first, which is actually something else I did. I actually thought that I wonder if I could use the auto trader with this whole setup, and sure enough, I was able to. So I have this one over here for the analog circuits, and I have this one here for the motors. But as I was saying earlier, you might notice that some of these things are not going at the same time, despite the fact that I have all these things together. That is because there is actually a thing in here called blocking mode, which is basically going to keep it at one process at a time, and one set of items at a time. So it won't go until the next export has happened, and it won't continue to process until the previous process is finished. So it makes things a bit more lag friendly for me. And as I discovered when I was putting more cables down, if I put one right here, I am lagging. I am lagging beyond belief. And yeah, there we go. Now I'm back, and then I break it again, and now I'm still lagging. So yeah, integrated dynamics. Really good. Lots of processes. Probably not meant to be used with this bulk of amounts. but I couldn't figure out any other way. And I think now I realize why I have never seen somebody do it in this way. Because it is just insane. But we love it. So, is my circuit ready? It is not. Well, that is unfortunate. Yeah, I expect that to take a long time. I'm pretty sure that if I actually go back into the integrated dynamics thing, I think there might actually be, yeah, a crafting job terminal. I already got myself the crafting job terminal. So now we get to see if this went horribly wrong. So let's go ahead and slap that baby right there. Suffer the immense lag, and yeah, no, it's still going. It's just... Oh. It's the Electrum. Something went wrong at the Electrum. What went wrong over here? Is it that it just didn't go in? In that case, then, what that's going to end up meaning is I will need to make myself something else that'll help me with that. So yeah, if it was just that portion that was stuck, that should be fine then. I'm gonna go ahead and monitor this for a little bit, see if it manages to make outwards. What I can do to fix this little issue, though, is there is an alloy smelter. I think alloy has 2 L's. Yes, it does. I can't freaking spell. But yeah, the electric alloy smelter, it's not terribly expensive. A lot of this stuff is pretty cheap for me to get. It would just be a bunch of processes for me to deal with. But once I could go ahead and set that thing up, that should help me with a lot of my alloys. Okay, it did end up working in the end. We have successfully automated our electronic circuits. One of the hardest ones for us to be able to get just because of how tedious it is. AE2 Autocraft, or not AE2, Integrated Dynamics Autocrafting setup. Kind of a pain in the butt, actually. I gotta be honest, I liked trying something new, but it really, at the end of the day, this was just like, wow. I want to get AE2 one as soon as I possibly can. But now that we do have at least a sort of autocrafting, that could become possible. Because now that we've gotten all of these, we can go ahead and then move on to the digital circuit soon enough, which took the electronic circuits. So do you like this video? Good. Then be sure to check out our last NeoTech video where we automated diesel for power. Bye-bye!